Hey everyone, welcome back to Code with Poonam. It's day 51 of our 100 days of coding challenge in JavaScript. Today we are tackling another useful problem, that is finding missing numbers in a range. So let's proceed with this challenge and we will move to our VS Code. In the VS Code, if we see, we have our question along with the sample input and output, right? So what is the question here? It is written that we have to write a JS function to find all the missing numbers in a given range that are not present in an array, right? And if we see in the sample input, we have array, we have the range, and the output is also given here, right? If we see the output, it is what? 11 and 13, right? So we will understand this question and we will also try to understand how we have reached to this particular output, okay? So first of all, we will break down this question, right? So I will write here what? JS function, because we have to write a JavaScript function, correct? And then what we have to do? We have to find all the missing numbers in a given range, right? So this also I will take here and I will put it over here, correct? That also I'm putting here. Now, let us come to the line number 7 and we will define our function name, okay? Now, what will be the function name? Since we want to find the missing numbers, I will keep here the function name as what? Find missing numbers. So I'll take like this and I'll write here what? Find, and I'll put this everything here and I will just make this N capital and our M also capital, and I will write at the end parenthesis, okay? This will be our function name, okay? Now if we go to the line number 8, what it is written? We have to find the missing numbers in a given range. So let us understand this. So if we come to our sample input, what we have? We have an array. What is the array? 10, 12, 14 and 15, right? So that I am taking it here and I am putting here, okay? So this is our particular array. So now what is missing in this particular array? If we see the series, it is starting from 10 and it is ending at 15. So that is what is the range given. So 10 to 15. So 10 is our lower value and 15 is what is our upper value, okay? Now if you read the series here, what we will get? After 10, there should be 11, right? And after 12, there should be what? 13, right? And then 14 and 15. So that is perfectly fine. So that means from this particular series, 11 and 13 are missing. So that is what it has been asked to find out. So let us write down the approach, how we are going to do this, okay? So I'll come down and just I'll write here what? Approach, okay? Now what we will do it, first of all, if you see the output, what it is there? The output has been given in an array. So that is where we will initialize here an empty array. So we can create an empty array to store this particular missing number. So I will just write here what? First thing, we will be creating an empty array. You can declare this with array with any name, okay? So I will just write down here what? Approach, okay? Now, first of all, we will come here and observe our output, right? So what is there in this output? Whatever the missing numbers are there, they are storing where? Inside an array. So that is where we will come here and we will create an empty array. And this will be used for what? For storing a missing number. So I will just write here what? Store missing numbers, okay? And after that, what we are going to do? We are going to take a for loop. Now you will say, why for loop? Because we want to check whether that number is present or not, right? In this particular array, in the range, right? What is the range? This is the range. So we will start from 10 and we will end at 15, correct? And in this particular range, we are going to check for 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, right? So whenever we are not going to find that particular number, we are going to push and store into this particular array. So for that, what we will be doing? We will be running a loop. So we will have to check from our lower value, that is our 10. So I will write here, let I is equal to lower, and we are going to write I is less than or is equal to upper, and we will be incrementing it I plus plus. And we will write here the flower braces, right? Now in this flower braces, we will write our logic statement, right? Now what will be our logic statement now in this? We have to check whether this particular number, whatever we will be getting here, the number, that number is present in this particular array or not. Correct? So that is what logic we are going to write. So for that, we will be using our includes method. So I will write here what includes method. Now, what does this method return? It returns a Boolean value. So I'll write here what? Boolean value. So this method returns a Boolean value indicating whether that specified element is present in that particular array or not. If it is present, it will return you true. If it is not present, it will return you false. So if you see here, we get here true and false, right? So we will come here and what we will write? We will take a if condition and I will write not of array dot includes of our I. So it is opposite, right? So whenever it is a true, it will become false and it will not push it. Whenever it turns out to be false, this not will make it as true and it is going to push to our empty array. For pushing also, we will have to use our push method, okay? Now, what will this push method do? It is going to push it at the end of that particular array, right? So that is why we are going to use a push method. Push method adds the element at the end. And after the iteration is done, what will happen? We are going to log our missing number array as a result. This is what the complete approach we are going to follow. So let us come here and write down our function. So we will come here and now we will define our function name. So function find missing numbers with a parenthesis I will write and I will invoke it one more time like find missing numbers. Okay. In this we are going to first pass our array. So that I will pass it over here. Okay. And after that what we have our range, right? 10 and 15. So I will pass here 10 comma 15. That will be our lower and the upper values, right? And we are going to receive here as what? Array comma lower comma upper. So this is our three params, right? And we will write here what? Console.log our array, then our lower, and after that we will put our upper as well. Now let us come here and write node day 51 challenge and I will hit enter. So what do we get? We got our array, we got our lower value, we got our upper value as well. That means it is successfully running, right? Now let us come here and write our for loop here. So I will write here what? For let I is equal to lower, it will be, right? So I'll write it like this. After that, what we have here, we'll have to write I is less than or is equal to upper and then I plus plus, correct? And then what we will do inside this, we will have to write our logic statement using our includes method. So we are going to write our logic statement, right? So we are going to write here our now if condition and we will write here what? Not of array dot includes, right? Of I we are going to write. So if it is not including and it turns out to be true, then you please push it, right? So we have to write what? Empty array, correct? So what is our empty array? So here we will come and we will have to declare our empty array. So I will write here what? Missing numbers is equal to an empty array and we will write here what? Missing numbers dot push, correct? And in that I am going to pass our I. So whatever it finds out to be true, you please come here and push it. After that, what we will do, we will come here and we will just console our missing numbers. So we will write here what? Console.log missing numbers. Okay. So that is what we are going to get. Now let us come here and just rerun it. So node day 51 challenge, I will hit enter and we got here our desired output, that is 11 and 13. Now what this function is doing, this function iterates through the range and check which numbers are not present in an array. And these numbers are collected and returned as a result, right? That is what we are doing it here, okay? Let us come here and have a quick recap of this particular question. So what it was been asked to do, we have to write a JS function to find all the missing numbers in a given range, right? That are not present in an array. And we had our sample input and output as well, right? Now in this, we understood what it was been asked to do. If we see our array and our range, what is the range? It is starting from 10 and ending at 15. And in this particular array, from this range, what is not present? 11 and 13 is not present. That is what it was been asked to find out. So we came here at line number 7. We broke our question and then we split it into the parts, right? So first we understood that we have to write a JS function. So we defined our function name as what? Find missing numbers. And then we wrote here what? Missing numbers in a given range. Now to understood this, we wrote our approach, right? So what was the approach? If we see the output is stored in an array. So that is where we came here and we declared an empty array, right? For storing our missing numbers, right? After that, we wrote our for loop, right? Where it is iterating through the range, right? And it is checking also that the number is present inside that or not. So in that logic statement, we have used our include method. We have used our push method as well, right? So these are the two methods which we are using it. So include method is what doing? It is returning a Boolean value indicating that whether the specified element is present in a particular array or not. If it is not present, then you please push it to the missing array. That is what we wanted. Now, what does this push method is going to do? This push method adds up the element at the end, right? So after the iterations is done, we have to log our missing numbers array as a result, right? That is what we did here, okay? Now we understood the same thing and we have wrote down the same thing inside our function. So we came here at line number 19 and what we did? We wrote our function find missing numbers and we were receiving here what? Array lower and upper as our three params, right? And then at line number 20, we consoled to test whether our function is successfully running or not. Then we wrote our for loop and inside our for loop, we wrote our if condition. In our if condition, what we have written, if not of array dot includes of I, then you please push it to the empty array and that is where at line number 27, we were getting the exact output, right? So let us clear the terminal and rerun it. Now we get here what? This is our testing purpose which we have done. So let us come here and we will comment out, okay? And after that, what we have pushed this and we are getting our final result, right? So we will come here and we will improvise our console.log statement. So I will use here template literals and we will put here comma. Okay, and we'll come here and we will take this particular line, the missing numbers in a given range, this upper and lower as well. And we will take it and we will put it over here. And we will just use our flower braces here to this lower. Okay. And then to this upper as well, lower and the flower braces. So let us just put it here and we will save it and we will clear the terminal and we will rerun it. Node day 51 challenge and we will hit enter. What do we get? The missing numbers in a given range 10 and 15 is what? 11 and 13. So let us just come here and we will put here colon as well. Okay, space. And here as well, let us make this T capital. Okay, now let us clear it one more time and rerun it. So what do we get? The missing numbers in a given range 10 and 15 is what? 11 and 13. So this is what it was expected from us, right? So this is what it was expecting from us, right? This function is iterating through the range and checks whether which number is not present in an array. Which are not present, we are just printing in the console, right? I'll tell you why this challenge is important, because finding missing elements in a range is a frequent operation in a task like data validation, detecting missing IDs or sequential elements in a data sets, or if we are implementing algorithms for sorting or list processing. Okay, we are all over half the way through the challenge. So let's keep the momentum going as we dive into even more exciting problems in JavaScript. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more daily coding content. And I will see you tomorrow with day 52 challenge. So thank you so much guys. Take care. Bye-bye.